Let me paint a picture for you. Meet Sarah and Mike. They're both professionals. She works in marketing, earning about $62,000 a year, and he's in IT, pulling in roughly $71,000. Together, that's $133,000 a year, well above the national median. On paper, they're successful. Stable careers, safe jobs, benefits, promotions on the horizon. They're exactly where the system tells you to aim. And yet, they're stressed about money, living paycheck to paycheck or dangerously close. They have savings, but not freedom, not margin, not the kind of money that lets you breathe. When their car needed an unexpected repair last month, it went straight on a credit card. Not because they're reckless, but because their income is already spoken for. They both work full-time, often more. They're exhausted, and most weekdays they barely see each other beyond a few tired hours at night. And here's the part that really messes with them psychologically. They did everything right. They followed the rules, climbed the ladder, stayed employable, and earn what society calls good money. So why does it still feel like they're one bad email away from panic? If you've ever thought, I have a good job, why do I still feel trapped? This is for you. I'm Wendy, and I spend a lot of time thinking about the psychology of money and why high earners feel financially fragile. From the time we're kids, we're taught the same sequence. Work hard, get educated, land a good job, earn more, feel secure. This schooling to employment pipeline conditions us for obedience long before we earn our first paycheck. We're trained to believe employment equals safety, promotions equal progress, and benefits equal protection. But the uncomfortable truth is that a safe job is only safe as long as your employer says it is. Your income doesn't belong to you. It's rented, and it can be revoked. We've built a culture that worships salary numbers like $75,000, $100,000, and $150,000, treating them as milestones of success. But salary is not wealth. It's time for money conversion. And the higher you climb the corporate ladder, the more your life gets engineered around staying on it. Because promotions don't just come with raises, they come with bigger mortgages, nicer neighborhoods, better schools, newer cars, and higher fixed costs. You're not upgrading luxuries, you're upgrading dependence. And that's how the ladder becomes a trap. Then there's the benefits trap. Health insurance, retirement plans, stock options, bonuses, all framed as perks, but psychologically, they tie your survival to your employer. You don't stay because you love the job. You stay because quitting feels risky, because leaving means losing healthcare, because stepping back feels irresponsible. Your job stops being a tool and becomes a lifeline. At a certain income level, discomfort disappears, but so does optionality. You get used to consistent paychecks, predictable routines, external validation, and steady consumption. Your nervous system adapts. Risk starts to feel irresponsible. Change starts to feel dangerous. This is comfort addiction. And you're not staying because the job is great. You're staying because your life can't function without it. That's what golden handcuffs really are. The deepest layer of the career lie is that your identity becomes your job. What do you do is the first question we ask strangers. So leaving a career doesn't just feel like a financial risk. It feels like an identity collapse. When your identity depends on employment, your negotiating power disappears. You stop asking, is this worth my time? And start asking, can I afford to lose this? That's employer dependency, and it's by design. When income increases, most people don't just upgrade luxuries, they upgrade commitments. And commitments are dangerous because they're hard to reverse. Mortgages sized to 2 incomes, car payments that assume steady cash flow, childcare, subscriptions, insurance, and a lifestyle that quietly assumes nothing will ever go wrong. Once those become normal, your job stops being a tool and becomes an obligation. You're no longer working to build wealth. You're working to maintain the structure your income created. Behavioral finance calls this hedonic adaptation. Your brain adjusts fast. What once felt like success becomes baseline. Raises don't change how safe you feel. Bonuses disappear instantly. And lifestyle upgrades don't bring lasting peace. The more your life depends on your income, the less flexible you become. You can't walk away from a toxic job, take a career risk, downshift temporarily, or say no, because your financial system has no margin. You're not broke because you earn too little. You feel broke because every dollar already has a job before it arrives. Broke isn't about income. It's about lack of control. If one layoff would derail your life, one health issue would wipe you out, or one break from work feels impossible, then your salary isn't paying you in freedom. It's paying you in temporary comfort. You're not rich. You're well managed. Real wealth isn't how much you earn. It's how little your life depends on permission from employers, pay cycles, performance reviews, and corporate structures. Wealth is margin, flexibility, options, the ability to say no, to pause, to walk away. The mindset shift is to stop asking how to earn more and start asking how to reduce dependency on earning. Because the goal isn't a bigger salary, it's less fragility. The career system trains you to climb, but wealth requires you to step back and build sideways. The career lie isn't that work is bad, it's that employment equals security. It doesn't. Security comes from ownership, liquidity, independence, and understanding how the system conditions you to trade time for safety. A $100,000 salary you can't walk away from isn't success. It's a well-decorated cage. And once you see that, you can start building a life that doesn't require permission to exist. If this changed how you think about your career and money, subscribe. Because on this channel, we don't just talk about income. We expose the systems behind it.